All right, so we're a little late tonight, but I am pumped because we've been spending the last 20 minutes literally just talking about golf, and I felt like we could sit here and talk all night about golf. But for the next half an hour, we are going to talk about golf. Tonight's guest, it's a little unique, and we were talking about unique products, and in the last 15 minutes, we've been talking about all kinds of stuff golf related. The cool thing about tonight's guest is it's products. It's things that you can actually purchase, hang on your bag, things that are usable, but they're not only usable, they're things that every one of us that plays golf has, and they're things that are now, because of this company, affordable. Things that you used to think, oh, I'm not going to spend 20, 30 bucks on that. Well, they've been able to reel that back, and they provide good quality products for a good price. But I'm not going to talk about it. There's a lot of things that this company does. So I'm going to introduce Daniel York from Goose & Company, and I don't know where that name came from. So one of the questions that I'm going to ask tonight is that, but versus me trying to explain what this company is and what they do, I'm going to turn it over to him. So, hey, welcome to the Hashtag Wednesday Match Play.
Well, thank you, Ricky. You know, we're excited and looking forward to a very fulfilling conversation about great many things about golf.
So let's start with that. Where did the name come from? I mean, Goose & Company, like that alone is unique, and I love that. But where did it come from?
Well, there's a lot of Canadian influence to it. It's a great thing. I mean, we know that Goose is a love-hate relationship with golf. Predominantly hate because of the stuff that they leave for us, right? I mean, it probably is more in the, the northern parts of the States more so than the South, but we all know why. But Goose & Company is actually have a very big Canadian affiliation. We're proud of that. So that's the reason why it's called Goose. Yeah, so, you know, Goose & Company encompasses a number of services now from our original birth, which was Goose Golf Solutions. But predominantly, that's where it comes from, yeah.
Now, I hope that's not why the colors are green. And if it is, that's kind of a nice little hidden method. I never would have thought that it comes from that. But tell me that's not why your colors are green.
Well, I didn't think their whatever is green. I mean, I would say green has to do, I would like to say it has to do more with the golf greens than, I don't think they're green. That's a good one. I'll check this.
Yeah, Google that. You'll see.
Yeah.
So how did the company get started, and what kind of promoted or what prompted you guys to do golf accessories? And I guess kind of a secondary part to that question, what products do you sell in terms of the accessories that you have on the website?
So I'll start with the product. The second part of the question is that we obviously sell wet, dry towels for the golf industry. Probably now more for the sporting goods industry, but because of that, that's the golf towels, the wet, dry golf towels that we have created, the Goose towels and the Smart towels, are what has propelled us to obviously start Goose & Company, or the original Goose Golf Solutions. The towels obviously are what we would like to think are extremely economical for the function that you pay for, right? The Goose towel retails for $19.99 US at online outlets, and I believe in worldwide golf outlets, and same so in Canada. And then our Smart towel, which is really unique, is a sub $10 under $10 level of a towel with a wet dry technology. So yeah.
That's really cool. Well, it's cool that you're able to hit those price points that are, I mean, it's affordable. That's the word for it. I mean, the products are affordable, and that's something the golf business needs to have access to, are those affordable items, especially the things that we use and we use often. I mean, I replace my towel, especially here in the desert. I mean, I feel like I'm adding a new towel to my bag every few months, it seems. So
really?
That's great that they're affordable. I mean, I play a lot of golf. My clubs get dirty, and I replace my towel a lot.
That's good.
So you said sports, not just golf. What other sports are you involved with, and do you see the technologies and the items that you carry working well in other sports?
Well, our Smart towel predominantly don't just cater to the golf, just like you've said. So it could be a utility towel. Honestly, it could be anything, you name it, because of the wet dry application, which is definitely unheard of, I guess, outside of the golf industry. Anybody and everybody who plays golf definitely heard of a wet dry towel, but anyone outside of that will never think of it. I'm pretty sure, from market research in Canada and even outside of it. So with the Smart towel, it would allow the application of boating, fitness, household, automobile, etc. Now, our other product, which is pretty much a more generic product, which is what we call our all sport towel. It's a fancy name for a waffle towel, but again, you know, it's sort of ironic is that the golf industry actually, just like any other industry, it actually pioneers a lot of new product to serve its industry. But the funny thing is with a waffle towel, it really is just a high-end microfiber towel, but it's not, well, now recently, in the recent year or years last year, it's been more widely available. But obviously, we've been using that since 3-4 years ago with some of the other companies bringing it in. So with the All Sport, it's really just a waffle towel, but for other applications. With, yet again, you know, more for the sports, you know, fitness, etc. Things like that. Yeah.
So there are, you know, a lot of products out there, and you guys also have a brush. Before I ask this next question, and it's actually not my question because I totally forgot to mention that the hashtag Wednesday Match Play is presented by Eat Sleep Golf, and they sent 5 really good questions. So I'm trying to ask some of mine and some of theirs, so we're throwing that in there. But talk about the brush, and then I'll get to this question.
Well, the brush is really our newest edition. Well, not for this year, but I would say probably last year in 2014. It is a proud thing. And yet again, it is unique for its time. We've all wanted, obviously, when we brush our clubs, we want it with water, but it's always a dry brush. It's a copper bristle and a soft bristle, a plastic bristle. So one day I had the idea, it's like, well, since we're in the accessories manufacturing, well, why don't we make something that is essential better? And as we all know as golfers, your 2 most important tools are a towel and a brush. Anything else is bonuses. So the brush idea, obviously, I'm sure and I know for a fact that there has been people who've attempted to integrate water with a brush, but none of them stuck because either it's ugly, it's cheap, you know, or it's super expensive. I would like to say that the gravity brush is definitely a piece of work. You know, I'm sure anybody who's hold on to it, it is a quality product. The price point is $14.99, so it's not out of this world. It retains water. It cleans functionally, you know. And so this product has was showcased in the PGA Golf Show in 2014. Was it 2015? My apologies. We're in 2016 now. But
time flies.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously we didn't win any awards from the new product zone, but you know, we have a lot of traction. So retail outlets have picked it up through our US distributors, and then same goes in Canada. And I think still to this day there isn't an equivalent product that offers the same type of function and price point and whatever. And we're in the course of actually patenting it. So it is, you know, it's another proud addition to our, you know, Goose family. So yeah.
Absolutely. So Eat Sleep Golf said, with so many golf accessories on the market, the towels and the brushes, how do you distinguish yourself from the competitors? Because there are a lot of competitors in this space. So what are you doing to distinguish yourself from them?
Well, we like to take the grassroots, you know, route. I mean, we don't obviously have the financial firepower like many companies that, you know, just alienate people with marketing. But at the end of the day, I guess our philosophy is founded on good product, good quality, and good pricing. And then when people get their hands on the product, either by them purchasing on their own, or it was purchased through a gift, or it was given away from a tournament, or from an event, from a charity event, they will appreciate the product. And fortunately, that is the case. You know, so people who have been exposed to the product, knows the product, validate the product on their own, and then, you know, it will build on its own. So that's the only way that we have, but it's been working well for us, and, you know, we hope that it will continue to be so. So yeah.
Very cool. So what is Fortune International Group? I have no idea, but I saw that on your website, and I just had to know what the history of that was.
Who raised that question, I wonder? Well, Fortune International Group. Fortune International Group was actually the original, when Goose prior to Goose and Company and the official formulation of Goose Golf Solutions, Fortune was a manufacturing division but it was a manufacturing division for commercial goods. So it actually had mostly to deal with heavy industries equipment, so electrical motors, plastic casting, and all that. So this really goes back to the root or the birth of Goose, the company. But there was only a short-term exposure until we found traction and obviously solidifying the brand of Goose. Then we, transferred everything over under the Goose label. So it was a small part in its birth in the infancy of the Goose products, I would like to say. Yeah.
So those products, where do I buy them? I mean, you said in some of the stores in Canada, but I haven't been to Canada in a long time, and I've only been on the Niagara Falls side when I was there. But where can I buy these products? Can I get them online somewhere?
Well, you can get them on our website, which is now at gooseco.ca, right? You can get them, as far as I know, Worldwide Golf. Worldwide Golf Shops and all its affiliate does carry a selected line of products, which is the Goose towels, the Gravity Brush, PJ Golf Superstore carries it, which is our Gravity Brush through our U.S. distributor. So in the States and then online, I think you can find them on Amazon.com. I think that's about it from the U.S. channels, right? The Canadian channels is obviously on our website, Amazon, Golf Town. What is it? What is our other equivalent of it? The sporting goods. I think it's called Sports Check. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, there's 2 PGA Superstores within almost walking distance of where I live and work, so I can go swing by there. I actually was in. I don't go often.
Yeah.
Because I buy a lot of my stuff online, but I was actually in a PGA store the other day, and I would just never thought to even look to think. But now it's good to know that the products are here and that I can get them at the PGA store.
Definitely, I think it is in the Arizona store for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah. The Gravity
So what?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I want to hold it. Like, I just want to see it and have it. And I love the idea, and I'm glad that you guys are working on the patent for that, because you're right, it is a unique product. I've never seen anything like that. I mean, I've seen things similar for different parts of different clubs, etc. But the idea of that brush is still like $5.99. Or $6.99. That's just the wire and the. Yeah. I've got one on my golf bag. I literally have one on my golf bag, and I use it because I stick the club into the cooler to get it wet because it doesn't have water on it. I scrub it off, and then I go on about my round.
Yeah.
So what does the design process look like when you design a new product? Like, are you designing the product yourselves? Do you have a team of designers to do that? What's the process look like for either a new product or the products that you have from idea to implementation?
Well, this is going to be a great story for everyone, I think, and it's going to be inspirational. So it is all from here. And so for the Goose towels, my mother had a very big part in it. How did it work? Because I'm a guy. The last thing I know, as any guy knows, don't do seaming or seamstress. We don't sew very well. I'll end up hurting myself with bandages on my fingers. So the first prototypes of the Goose towels were hand stitched by my mom. I mean, we bought towels from Golf Town, from the retail outlet, and then we cut them up to the shape that we want, and then we sewed them together. I still have it, and actually, now that you mention it, I should have those framed for my kids or grandkids someday. So, yeah, it was a lot of, you hear a lot of people saying that, oh, you should hire, or if you have the money to hire a team of designers. Now, we all know that would be the ideal situation in nowadays world. But, I think a great story goes is that a lot of things actually just come from, in your bedroom or in your family room or, funnily, in your toilet. That's how the Gravity Brush came about, because the original design now, so that was a Goose towels. The original of with all honesty, and this is no joke, and this is not to make it, the birth of the Gravity Brush came from the toilet. I was actually in Orlando for the 2012 PGA Golf Show. So I was very new to the industry. The Goose and Company has been around since 2009. So I was brushing my teeth before the golf show with a power toothbrush. I was like, shouldn't we make something like that for golf, right? I mean, and the reason why it clicked was I forgot my toothbrush, and I went to a Walgreens to buy a power toothbrush, and I was looking at it, and thinking back on the pricing, it's like if golf has something like this, you know, a couple bucks higher, I think it was $7.99, it would work, right? I mean, we all need the brush. Again, we know the two most essential tools are a towel and a brush. So the first prototype that we built was a motorized gravity brush, but it didn't hold water, obviously, because it had electric motors in it. The shape was nearly identical to the gravity brush. But the problem was cost. You know, price point was too high. They said it wasn't receptive from the discussions that we had with the golf, you know, with experienced golf industries, despite the idea of an electrical motor brush. So we're like, So after that, you know, I think it was in an airport one day, about 4 or 5 months after we had the first prototype, and I was like, well, why don't we do it with water, you know? And we drew, literally, you know, I drew the ideal on a napkin. I was talking to, I believe it was my parents at the time. They were sending me off to the airport. I said, let's see how it would go. And then literally, you know, and the rest is history. Now the gravity brush was built, you know, it's in retail outlets. So yeah.
That's so cool. I mean, those kinds of stories are what this show is all about, is just getting those stories and sharing that with the viewers. And, you know, I mean, you never know where a company and where a product starts. And it's good to hear that it started on a napkin.
Yeah, it is. It literally did. And I think those are the stories that, you know, I think a part of the other philosophy for Goose is that we do give back to whatever we can, you know, whether if it's by product, you know, to the causes wherever around the world, and we have done so. And I think that it's these stories that truly tells a person is like, you know, don't be afraid to do it. Unfortunately, you know, we're so stigmatized by the environment of that we were born in, which is, you know, financials can help you take you to the next level, but it's not accessible or readily accessible to many people who have great ideas. So hopefully, you know, this will be a small part in somebody's, you know, life to be able to make a difference.
That's really cool. So this next part kind of, and as I'm thinking about this, you guys do a lot of corporate branding. You alluded to that a little bit. And I'm thinking that we might have to have a conversation about some hashtag the oven 16 towels maybe finding their way onto golf carts for my golf event in a few months. But talk about the corporate branding that you guys do, what the options are. Whenever someone sits down, let's say I'm John Doe Company and I'm going to buy 1,000 towels for a giveaway. What's that process look like? What do you guys do, and kind of paint that picture for me as that company?
Absolutely. So, well, all our products that we have designed and produced, and I guess this is where we start really segmenting ourselves with the current competitors of towels and brushes on the market, I would like to say, is that all the products that we have designed in mind, from the Goose towel to the Smart towel to the All Sport to the Gravity brush, excuse me, and to our upcoming products, the Smart Towel 2.0s, we always have had corporate branding, as you so well mentioned, which is slapping a logo by embroidery, heat transfer, silk screening, you know, any decorating methods that you want on our towels, because we know that, you know, just by relying on the retail side, it's not going to be enough, you know, and also by having the option of being able to label the product for your purposes, charity golf tournament, a company tournament, you know, and obviously if you have a small company that you like to give away products, this would be an attractive feature that some products do offer, but probably at a much higher cost, and, you know, from that point of view.
So what if I wanted to order a single towel that had my name on it? Do you do them on single orders, or are there minimums that I have to order to be able to purchase them with logos or names on them?
Well, it's a great point that you've raised. We are actually adding a feature on the Goose's website to be able to decorate the product by a, you know, single piece. So from a consumer perspective, so let's say if you wanted initials done. At the moment, we do not have anything like that that is public yet. But if you were, let's say, to send an email and say, I would love to have my initials embroidered on the towels, we would be more than happy to serve you, and there's no problem of doing that. But I guess our official channels or our official disclosures right now on our internet resources is that we do there is a minimum. So it's strictly for a size, of a 20 or 30, and beyond type of size of orders. But
okay, now, and I'm so enthralled by this because I mean, seeing a logo or seeing a name on a product it looks cool. Now, do you do digital, like what it's going to look like digital proofs, or I just hope that you spell my name right?
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, part of the process of any custom orders is that we provide virtual proofs, right, of whatever you want before approval, and we even go the length of producing an actual sample for you to see. So in order for you to know, because sometimes, as you know, virtual proofs are pretty easy. You if you know Photoshop, you can put it on. But for you to feel the product and see the color variations once it's embroidered is probably the most crucial. So actually, our way of orders doing things is that we would love to. It's part of whether you're committed or not. We will produce a sample for you to see, an actual sample, in order for you to make that decision. No commitment guarantees, no costs. So yeah,
that's totally next level. Like that's really cool. And one more follow-up to that. So let's say that I buy a product online or I buy it in the store and I get it home. And this isn't about the branding as much as just what's the return policy? Let's say that I get it and not that I'm going to not like it, but what happens? I mean, that happens. Or I buy it for a gift, and I mean, I've returned gifts in the past. So what do you have a return policy? And if so, what is it?
well, we're pretty proud about it. We have a lifetime warranty, and it's twofold. We're fortunate. The client is fortunate, meaning that the years, I guess throughout the years of products that we've sold, through direct channels, which is through our website, or through retailers, the amount I only can use, I guess, quantitative amount, which is how many cases we have received, was in a year is probably about 10 cases, right? And obviously we've sold more than 10 products. We sold easily thousands, if not tens of thousands of products. So 10 cases is a drop in the bucket. And unfortunately, yeah, I'll be the first to say some products does slip through and have your occasional functioning flaws. But regardless of who you are and how long you've had the product, we do not ask for your product back. We'll just say, we're very sorry. Give us your address. We'll ship you out a replacement. No questions asked. We're proud because customer service to us, not customer service, but customer to us are the top priority. Because I would imagine that if I bought that product and something went wrong, I trust it. I know that there are people who take advantage of it, so be it. As long as you're happy, that's our goal. And we're proud of that. And our policies is pretty much limitless despite the store policy. So if you bought it from PGA Golf Superstore, and you've used it, and the PGA Golf Superstore said, sorry, you're outside of the return period, you email us, we'll send you a replacement. No questions asked.
Yeah, next level. That's almost unheard of. Like, yeah. I mean, you're saying that, and I'm like, that's not real. Is this real life? Man, I honestly feel like we could sit here and talk all night, and we've been talking for almost 30 minutes now. And I just the cool thing about this is not that you're a no-name company by any means, but it was a company that I wasn't super familiar with. And when the guys at Eat Sleep Golf introduced me to it, I was excited to learn more, and it's been a pleasure getting to know you and to talk to you. I mean, for the 20 minutes we talked before we went live. Sorry that we were late to everybody watching, but it's fun to be able to have these types of conversations, and that's what this show is all about. But before I let you go, we got this thing called the lightning round, and we're going to take a step away from Goose and Company, and we're going to focus on you. And you said that you don't play a lot of golf, but a couple of these questions are about golf, so try to put your golf shoes on. And are you ready for your lightning round?
Come on.
Here we go. So when you do play golf, what ball do you play?
Bridgestone.
They're making a lot of noise right now. That's a good.
I think they're a good product. Yeah.
Maybe I should get Bridgestone and or Brant Snedeker to come on the hashtag Wednesday Match Play. Scott from Eat Sleep Golf, make that happen. Have you ever had an ace?
No.
Me either. You're in good company. Me either. Who is your favorite LPGA Tour player?
Brooke Henderson.
Ooh, good pick.
Canadian. Yep.
That's why I assume that's why you're going to say.
Well,
that.
Both. Like, she's obviously a good player, but then she's Canadian, so yeah.
What is your all-time favorite golf course that you have played? I like that you have to think about it.
A really all-inspiring one.
If you say Pebble Beach or Torrey
I haven't
Pines,
played. I mean, there's so you know that there's a lot of beautiful places, yes, but I've never had the pleasure of saying one. I couldn't say it. If it was a Pebble Beach, those would stick out of your mind, but I don't have one yet, unfortunately. I don't have one yet.
okay, that's good.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for that question. Nothing.
I like it. I
Yeah.
stumped you.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of different colors of the towels, and I have to assume that on your golf bag there is a Goose & Company towel, but what color of towel do you use?
Blue.
What irons are you currently playing?
Mizuno's.
Ooh, me too. Which model?
JPX 800s.
Okay, I got the 845s. I was gonna say if you said JPX 845s, I was just gonna be like,
I don't remember it's JPX 8. It starts with the 8. That's all I remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
We might be playing the same irons.
Yeah.
So what is the one course that's on your bucket list that you haven't played? If you could play anywhere tomorrow, where would you play?
There is one. It's not the Masters. It's not the Augusta.
Yeah.
I think I like to say it. I think if I get the name right, it's Bethsdale.
Bethpage, Black, in New York.
Black. Yeah.
Okay. It's one of the. Let's like I play that on EA Sports Tiger Woods Golf from time to time, and they always have that little graphic that shows like this course is only for experienced players. And the PGA Tour guys that plays and they shoot like 12 under par. Okay, so people want me to stop asking this question, but before we went live, you were over there. Where is he? He's over there. You were talking about Tiger. I am. If not his, I'm close to his biggest fan. He was all over the news today. He's been hitting balls in his simulator at home. Do you think that he breaks Jack's record? Why or why not?
I'm a big fan of him. I've always had been, despite what he has done. His achievement is undeniable, and I've had the pleasure of being arm's length away from him, so I can sense his intensity. I like to say, I guess I have to cheat on this answer. I hope he does, but I don't think he can because of his physical injuries. I really do hope he does. That's my genuine answer.
That's a great answer too. I sit here and as his biggest fan, I wonder. Yeah, he's had a handful of years. I mean, he hasn't won a major since 2008. But you got to think like, if he does come back and he does take the time off that he needs, that he's never done when he's been hurt in the past, if he comes back at 100%, the guy didn't forget how to play golf. He said today that he's been chipping and putting, and he's putting and chipping well. If he can come back, I get it that there's all of this talent and Jordan and Rory and Ricky and all these guys. If he comes back and he's healthy and he plays at the level that I don't need the 2006, 7, 8 Tiger that we saw. I need Tiger to win 5 more major championships, 7 or 8 more other tournaments, and to just come back. And I mean, he's got 10 more years in him if he comes back healthy. So that's a great answer and one that I full-heartedly approve of.
Well, I think that it's all up to his health. Yeah, it's all up to his recovery. We've had the pleasure of sponsoring an event for Nota Begay a few years back in Syracuse, New York, and my friend works in IMG, so there was a number of pros there. Tiger Woods, obviously, being Nota Begay's university friend, he attended the event. So I was in the locker room because of my friend, who's the manager for KJ Choi. Is it KJ Choi or Y Yang? I forgot one of them, and he brought me into the locker room where Tiger Woods was because he played at Nota's event. So I was arm's length away from him, and he was having burgers with his manager and giving me the most deathly look. I didn't take out my phone. I was professional, and I saw a bunch of other guys running practically naked from the shower because they've just finished their charity round. So the sense of intensity that Tiger Woods has is intense. It is. It's even outside of the ropes, but all the guys are just taking it easy. He is just, like this. So
that's awesome.
I hope he does it. I hope he does it. Yeah.
And your final question of your hashtag Wednesday match play is, what's next for Goose and Company?
Our new, for 2016, our new lineup is launching, which is going to launch in April. Our smart towels are coming out with version 2s. Our Goose towels are coming out with version 2s. They're all made with the Waffle wet dry towel. So yet again, it will be new to the market. So there is no Waffle wet dry technology. It'll be in the waffle pattern, but actually we like to say all the towels are going to be made with recycled material. So it's going to be a green product. So it's not a revolutionary, but it's a big evolutionary for us. So we're looking forward to that, as we move towards that space. We'll see where it takes us. And yeah.
That's awesome. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming on. This has been so much fun. Like I said, I literally feel like we could sit here and talk for hours, but I got to let you go. It's late where you are. It's late where I am. So, I mean, I'm getting ready to go have dinner and hit the sack, but thank you so much for doing this. I look forward to sharing this. I got a couple of new ideas of how I can make sure this gets some additional visibility. I know the guys at Eat Sleep Golf will be posting it all over. It's been getting retweets since we started. So thank you so much for doing this. I look forward to staying in touch with you. And remember, eat, sleep, golf.